Hey guys, you with me, Kevin, your scuba professional, and today I'm super excited because we get to review the SeaLife Sea Dragon strobe and base tray available on our site. And I really mean that. I super get excited when we get to review these types of things because we get to get a little bit technical. So we get to dive on in and just sort of check it all out because there's lots going on with cameras and base trays and what works with what. It's like a funky little puzzle. We get to put it together. So first off, we see it comes in this really cool SeaLife box. It's got some pretty little pictures on it. It tells you that it's the base tray with the strobe over there. Camera not included. Okay, so let's open it up to see what's going on inside over there. We're going to move this box out the way. So the box itself is this really great nylon hard case cover, which can be used as a flight case to protect your really expensive strobe as well. It's got some great zips which go with a big U the whole way around. So we're going to open that up on this side. On the inside of here, there's a pouch with a whole bunch of really funky things. We're going to jump into that in a second. And then there is your strobe. So we're going to pull that out. This also has a few other little cutouts on the inside. So you could, if you wanted to, fit your camera on the inside here as well as a few extra batteries, etc., which I think is great. We'll move that guy out the way. So strobe itself, we're just going to stand that guy over there for the moment and we'll get to it in a second. You get a number of instruction manuals and guarantees and warranties. You guys can read through all of that to check it out. There is a SeaLife silicone grease with an extra set of double O-rings in this packet here. Super important for me to point out that you only use the authorized greases on the O-rings of your cameras. Don't go out to the local hardware store and buy the cheapest petroleum-based silicone you can find because that'll eat through the O-rings. You need to make sure that you're using a dive-safe O-ring. Top tip from me. And also, don't try and put the strobes together and change batteries on the beach or on the deck of the boat. It's much better to rather do that in your cabin or in the hotel room when you're back in a nice sterile environment. You don't want to get any beach sand or any contaminant or hair or anything on the inside of the O-rings because that can cause it to leak. The system also comes with a Strobe Fiber-Optic Kit. So the way it works is you've got this fiber optic cable which plugs underneath here on the strobe itself, and then that feeds around to the camera on your base tray. And depending on the setup you have, if you have one of the SeaLife cameras, they already come with a pre-orientated port for you just to plug the fiber optic cable into. If you don't and you've got another camera that doesn't have one of those, it does come with a mounting kit. So this mounting kit over here has bits of double-sided tape on it, so you can just cut this to fit around your camera's strobe. Just cut it pieces or stick it on with a bit of Velcro. You can use the other bit of Velcro on this side of the adapter, and then you just plug this bit of strobe into the front of the strobe of the camera itself, and that will cause it to fire. So how all of that works, I've told you how to set it up. How all of that works is the way the strobe knows that it needs to fire is when your camera fires its strobe, the light travels up the fiber optic cable to the strobe itself, and that fires as well. And you can set the delay there as well. Here down on the side, you've got brightnesses and delays. You can set this to milliseconds after you've taken the shot, just so it gives you that perfect balance of light. So you can play around with it to come up to see what works best for you. It has a diffuser on it. This diffuser clips off, so if you're taking a photo in super clear water, then you can take the diffuser off to get sharper colors. But if you're in water with any form of debris or silt or anything in the water, you put the diffuser on just to stop that backscatter of light of the object that you're trying to take a photograph of. The base tray is a standard universal base tray with a universal screw at the bottom over there. So that screw will fit the base of most generic cameras. It won't fit the GoPro, just as a heads up, but you wouldn't want to use a strobe with a GoPro. But if you had the video light, you'd need to get a converter for those types of cameras. But most of the generic compact type cameras have the normal generic screw or universal screw for you to screw that in, and you can adjust this up and down depending on the size of your housing, and then your fiber optic goes into the top of the strobe itself. This particular strobe is double O-ring sealed, and on the inside it takes 4 AA batteries. So there's 4 AA batteries that fit in there. So you would slide those in, make sure that they are fully charged if you're using rechargeables, and also make sure that they are of what we call a high milliamp, meaning that when the strobe fires, the charge back of that battery is really quick, so it can fire again. If you have some of the cheaper rechargeable batteries or cheaper batteries themselves, they don't recharge. Their milliamps are too low. So you'll take a photograph, and if you realize it wasn't perfect, or it's an action shot, you want to take lots of photos next to each other, the recharge time of that battery isn't strong enough to fire the strobe in time. So it's always a good idea to make sure you can get the best quality batteries with the highest possible milliamps to fire as quick as you need to. This setup over here is double O-ring sealed. You need to make sure that the O-rings are lightly greased just before you put them on, not swimming in silicone. You need to make sure it's lightly greased, and you can then screw the batteries in. We've gone through the dials at the back for you to turn the camera on or off, brightness and time delay, and then you have a strobe test over there as well for you to check that it is working. You can fire it manually as well. And these base trays coming with various hot and cold shoes, meaning that you can clip these sections off to extend the strobe if you wanted it higher up via another one of these flex arms, so you could just change the lighting of how you want to set up your subject to take a photograph of it. So you can see photography underwater gets really technical. The guys get like super into it with the base trays and two arms, the GoPros on the SLRs and the whole thing. You look like an octopus when you're cruising underwater. But this is just one of your stock standard firing strobes. Goes a long way to bring out massive color in the photos that you're taking underwater, and will work with any compact camera, and you can work it up to your SLRs as well. So there's the review of the SeaLife Sea Dragon Strobe Flash, available from our site. Comes with the additional fiber optic kits. We're going to pull that back in, so this fiber optic kit clipping into the front, which would then work with generic cameras through the use of these extra pads which you position over your strobe, and it'll also plug in just to the stock standard SeaLife or Sea Dragon cameras as well, and you get those funky carry cases and everything else. So this goes a long way to make sure that you've got really awesome photos to show your friends after the dive. So if you guys are enjoying these product reviews, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go over there and click subscribe, and we'll keep you up to date with all these really cool product reviews of all the awesome products that are available to us today. You can also go check out our social streams. Yeah, go check those out. Just give scuba.co.za a search, and we'll come up on Facebook and Instagram and Twitstagram and Woodstagram. We've got them all. Just go give us a search. Even the new ones that come out, we'll actually put all these cool photos that we're taking with all this equipment. We'll stick it on those social streams. You can go check it out for fun. So that's it from me, guys, and I look forward to seeing you really soon in the water.